Good afternoon. What a gorgeous day outside. Last night I got to preside at the wedding of Josh Karen and Bree Hebler. Josh is one of the 14 people we are welcoming as new members. Be sure to greet all those new folks and help them get connected here at St. Peter's. This week in our One Year Chronological Bible Challenge, we heard the end of King David's story in 2 Samuel and 1 Kings, as well as parallel passages in 1 Chronicles. David was coming to the end of his life. He planned to pass on his kingdom to Bathsheba's son Solomon, but another of his sons, named Adonijah, gathered some people and proclaimed himself king. So Nathan the prophet and Bathsheba spoke to David, and he had Nathan and Zadok the priest anoint Solomon as king. Adonijah was then afraid for his life, so he clung to the horns of the altar until Solomon said he would not put him to death if he did not dispute Solomon's claim to the throne. 1 Kings details David's final instructions to Solomon. David had him honor the sons of Barzillai, who had supported him during Absalom's rebellion, but also put to death General Joab, who had killed 2 Israelite generals and his son Absalom, and Shimei, a man from Saul's family who had cursed David. David had Solomon establish his rule by revenge and assassination. Even King David, the greatest king of Israel, was no saint. The only true hero of the Bible is God. 1 Chronicles, which was compiled during the Babylonian exile much later than 1 Kings, gives a long account of the plans and materials David put together for the building of the temple. David and the people gave generously so that the temple would be richly appointed. This week we also read several more psalms attributed to David. Of the 150 psalms in the Bible, 73 of them could have been written by David or for David. Other psalms were written by Levites like Asaph, Jeduthun, Heman, Ethan, and the sons of Korah. Solomon and Moses also wrote a few psalms. 49 of the psalms are anonymous. The psalms alternate between lament and praise. Some of them express prayers of pain, confession, or anger. They draw attention to what's wrong in the world and they ask God to do something. Other psalms are full of joy and celebration and draw attention to what's good in the world. They retell the story of God's goodness and give him thanks. Many of the psalms express both lament and celebration. The psalms are the prayer book of God's people who are trying to be faithful to the Torah and waiting for God's kingdom to come. In the description of this post, I'm including links to 2 videos on the Psalms from the Bible Project that we will use in our adult class this Sunday. One of them looks at the art of biblical poetry. It's part of a larger series of videos on how to read the Bible. They point out that nearly a third of the entire Bible is written in poetry, which ignites our imagination in ways that straight narrative cannot. The other video takes a close look at Psalm 8, which speaks of the Son of Man, which can refer to either a human being, all of humanity, or the Jewish people in general, or the Messiah. Jesus called himself the Son of Man, and Hebrews chapter 2 in the New Testament highlights Jesus' role as the Messiah who fulfills all of God's promises to be the true king over all creation. This Sunday, May 12th, is Mother's Day, so our Sunday school kids will be doing some crafts for their parents at 9:45. Our adult class on the Psalms, also at 9:45, is in the church meeting room. May 19th will be our last Sunday school and adult class of the school year. Worship is at 8:30 and 11. Have a great rest of the week. See you soon.